This is Ryan Dookie from PWF, and you're listening to the Figure 4 Fallout.
Inconceivable, unbelievable, grammar like a hammer, information receivable, sent by the Lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Figure 4 Fallout right here on WCCR 94.5. And the theme music you just heard was the theme song of our guest at this time, Ryan Dookie.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Doing good. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on again. Thanks for the theme music. That's always a plus.
Hey, we're glad to have you on, and I mean, you're a definite fan favorite here amongst us all here on Figure 4 Fallout.
Dookie the man.
Duh.
Of course, you are newly crowned tag team champion right now.
Absolutely. We just, and the thing was, is we didn't even know that match was going to be happening until, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks before the show, a week before the show, and I was supposed to have a different partner, and then all of a sudden I end up having Mickey as my partner. So we were kind of thrown together at the last minute, but it helped us kind of get some tandem for our upcoming match in March against Scotty Vicious and Cashflow. So it kind of worked out. We're now tag champions, and that match is going to be a title match. So I'm happy about it. She's happy about it, and PWF's happy about it. It sounds like.
I mean, that place erupted.
The fans were ecstatic about it.
Absolutely.
I don't know about anybody else, but I know we didn't. I mean, I don't think for a large chunk of the match our butts hit the seat.
No, not even a little bit.
So.
Oh, God, that's too much.
Well, I know you made a lot of the people that was with the crew here very happy that evening. So
Yes, you did.
made their night. And the fact them seeing you win the tag titles made their night even better. So.
Well, I'm glad I could have, that $10 price tag helped out a little bit with that. I helped out with that, that's for sure.
Oh, my goodness. But, of course, we're just coming off a great virus benefit show here in Corbin. But like you said, March 2nd, it's right around the corner, about, I guess, 3 weeks away, 2 weeks away, something like that.
3 weeks.
And you, like you said, you're going to be taking on Scotty Vicious and Cash Flow. Last time, you and Corey Static had a little bit of difficulty with him.
Yeah, it didn't pan out so well for us then. I mean, I was familiar with Scotty Vicious. Cash Flow, not so much. He was a little bit bigger than what I anticipated. And honestly, I can say I just wasn't ready for that type of competitor. I think I expected something different. When I got in the ring, it wasn't what I expected, and unfortunately, I was just outgunned and overpowered. So, and I think a lot of that might have had to do with Corey being inexperienced in tag team wrestling. Me, not so much, but I wasn't able to carry the whole team. And unfortunately, we came up with the loss on it. So it's a give-and-take situation in wrestling. It always is, just depending on where you're coming from, who you're fighting, and everything else. But the important thing is you look at what happened, you take what you learn from that, and try to correct that in the next one. So, March 2nd, I've got a few few tricks in my sleeve, in my bag, whatever the object I'll be carrying.
Well, Danny Todd had a fanny pack. So
Is it a thingamajig like we saw back at the November show?
It might be a thingamajig like you saw at the November show.
Uh-oh, spoiler alert.
I mean,
by the way, there's nothing wrong with the fanny pack. I rock the fanny pack.
There is nothing wrong with the fanny pack. He's right.
Well, see, that's another thing that's getting ready to bring up, because we were talking on Twitter a couple weeks ago.
Yes, we were.
Are we bringing back the Zubas or no?
No.
I want to.
Yes.
I will wear a pair of Zubas to the ring next match if I can find some that will fit.
Oh, I promise you, I'll send you. We will find them.
Dookie, if you...
We will find them for you, Duke.
I know Amazon has them. They're selling them on Amazon, so we might go on Amazon and chuck in our money.
I was like, you just let us know what you need.
Dookie, please don't do it. Just don't.
Yes.
Just don't do it.
Oh, no, you don't understand, sweetheart. When I saw LOD come out and the Zubas when they first debuted,
Yes.
that's all she wrote.
Yes.
You're gonna make Megan so sad.
Well, maybe she'll forgive me. I don't know.
All I'm saying is, if you start rocking the Zubas, then Bo and I are going to have to get a pair of Zubas.
Oh, no doubt about
And
it.
it's really gonna drive me insane. So please don't do it.
And it'll be a
trying to come up with the Zubaz Nation.
That's right.
Hashtag
That's
Zubaz
right.
Nation.
That we got to get our. Then we'll have to. We just got to get our shirts made to help with it. We just got to get our Huddle House Hero shirt. We're good. We're good.
Those trending worldwide.
Oh yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. I promise.
Prestige worldwide.
Oh my goodness. Never a dull moment. That's all I'm saying.
Never.
Another thing we got going on, you were announced a few weeks ago as head trainer of the PWF Dojo.
Yeah, absolutely. That was kind of out of left field there. I didn't expect it with all the great talent that we've actually got on the show. And the owner of the company asked if I'd be interested, and of course I jumped at it. I said, absolutely. I might not be the most conventional teacher for wrestling or for that matter. But, I mean, as you can tell, I'm not the most conventional wrestler either. So, but I think that changes the game up a little bit for the students, and I think it changes it up for the people. I was really proud about it. We had 4 kids come out Saturday and Sunday. I had about 8 message me. I wanted more to show up, and unfortunately, with the show being on a Sunday, it was hard for them to get down to one day. So next time, looks like I'm going to have some more. And if anybody is interested that's listening out there, just get in touch with me on Facebook or Twitter, just Ryan Dookie, straight across. You can find me on, I don't know how you, actually, I'm new to Facebook. I don't know how you find anybody on Facebook.
It's a search bar. It's real easy.
Find out who likes my page on Facebook, says Ryan Dookie, and just contact me through that. Is that, or hit me up on Twitter, /Ryan Dookie. No spaces, no commas, no weird X's, anything like that. Straight up.
Now, a question I have about the PWF Dojo. You know, a lot of the training and all that. There's a cost to the training. Is there any information you can give about cost or anything about that for training?
Yeah, I don't care if it's share all that. Basically, what it is, the owner and I got together and we decided on a price. It's going to be $500, but now that doesn't have to be paid all up front because I told the owner, you know, PWF has all the greatest intentions in the world, but God forbid if something were to happen and they were shut down tomorrow, and 5 kids be out $500, and there's nothing really we could do about it. So
right.
They are going to take a payment plan situation, and that's just something we can work out when they contact me after they we'll tell them what's going on with it, how to get involved, and if they're really interested and want to do the payment plan, we can talk to them about that, and if that's something that works for them, and that's going to be good for all parties involved, and we'll definitely do it.
Awesome. I know. You've wrestled in Ring of Honor before. I mean, you've got a lot of great background to you, and I think that's a benefit, honestly, to anybody that's wanting to come train with you. They can learn, I guess, different styles of wrestling because I mean you've been all over the place.
Yeah, I have. I mean, I haven't been all over the world, but I've been all over the country for sure, and I've been with people who have been all over the world and all over the country. So anytime I'm in a locker room with somebody that's, a big name or a famous person who has been somewhere, I always ask them, say, hey, what about this? Or, hey, well, how do you do this hold? Or this or that and the other. And so after, this is my 11th year of doing that. So 11 years you acquire this repertoire, I guess, for lack of a better word. And so you just know things that sometimes if you just stay local, you don't. And sometimes if you just stay in a region area, you won't learn everything. And that goes without saying. I think if you were to do a radio show way up north versus where you're at now, you're going to learn different things and how they react to different things. So, yeah, it's just anywhere, I guess. But so to answer your question, yes. I have a lot of different styles and a lot of different things in the repertoire that I can show and teach. And that's actually something I was kind of cool about. One of the guys is wanting to learn some British-style wrestling, and I don't know a whole lot of it, but I do know a little bit enough to get by. And then we're actually going to have, hopefully, if it all comes to fruition, we're going to have a British shoot wrestler actually come in.
Oh, really?
In a couple months, I believe, and he's going to do a seminar, and I'm excited for that because I know some of the stuff and I want to learn more. Like I'm a huge Johnny Saint fan. If you ever go watch him online,
yes.
I love Johnny Saint, and anything he does is gold. So a lot of the stuff I've just basically stolen from him, and Finley back when he was wearing back when he was with the Native American chick, that was pretty cool. Y'all ever see that?
I've never seen that, but
that
I've heard a lot about Johnny Saint,
oh, yeah.
especially from Colt Cabana.
Yeah, well, go YouTube that because Finley, I can't remember her name, but he used to come out. I think it was Tiger Lily. I know this from Peter Pan, but I think that was her name. But anyway, he came out with her, and she was in the full, Native American headdress. Oh, funny story about Fit Finley real quick. That back in the day over in Ireland, the fans, they had these strict rules enforced, like, the closed fist and everything that we have here. Mm-hmm. But if the ref caught you, you had to pay a fine for it, or you couldn't wrestle the next week or the next night at the show.
Okay.
Fit Finley was notorious for doing these as many as he can, and then his opponent would raise the money in the crowd. I'm sorry. Fit Finley would raise the money up in the crowd so that he'd be able to wrestle the next night, and then they'd basically just split all that money. And he was notorious for doing it like every night. He made an extra couple $100 a night doing that all the whole tour.
That's awesome.
Hey, the man loves to fight.
Whatever works.
No joke.
You mentioned the British style of wrestling, all that, and you kind of you answered what my next question was going to be about different people coming in for seminars. So it's good to see. PWF is getting known pretty much all over the country. People coming in from all over the place.
Yeah, and that's really cool to be a part of something like that. Being a fat kid growing up in Barberville, Kentucky, it's hard to look back and think about it. But I'm part of I guess you could say, an elite group of guys, a group of people that are coming together and putting on a really good show. And obviously, it's created some buzz because I've been on this radio twice now. Many other people have been on this radio. Mm-hmm. We're, like you said, we're getting notoriety all over the country. I know the owner's been in talks with some big things coming. I don't know when those are going to take place. I can't talk about them, but
I've seen his messages on.
He's got me on the
Facebook.
cliff. He's got me on a cliff right now, and it's killing me.
Yeah, I'm on the cliff because I don't know if I can't say, and I don't want to say and spoil it. So
right.
It's one of those deals. But if it comes to fruition, which I hope it will, it's going to be really cool for everybody involved. So here's hoping, crossing those fingers.
I've got a question actually about the show the other night. Of course, you were crowned the first ever PWF Tag Team Champions, but you also were in a huge match immediately following, and you went the Ironman. You went the distance, and earned a spot into the PWF Heavyweight Title Tournament. My question to you is, in your opinion, which one was the bigger victory for you? Was it the titles, or was it earning that spot towards that heavyweight title?
Oh man, that's a good question. I hadn't thought about it like that. It's one thing to.
I stumped the Duke.
It's one thing to win a title. It's always something to win a title because that means something to the whole company. It means something to everybody that pays to see it. And then it means something also to be the first ever of something. So I can say I was the first ever PWF Tag Team Champion along with Mickey Knuckles, who has been my friend since third grade. And that's cool. Because we've been friends for such a long time. This has come to fruition. We're tag champs, and, good friends. It's a really neat thing. Then to say after I wrestled for maybe 15, 20 minutes, got hit in the head with a cowbell and just beat up. After winning that, drawing number one and having to immediately turn around and come back out and then win the Battle Royal, that's something else entirely too. And I think, I don't really want to say one over the other, but I think winning the tag titles is going to be what stands out in my mind the most. I think that, now if you ask the fans, I think it's going to be entirely different. I think that it'll be a split decision. But I think winning the tag titles is going to stick out to me the most. But then again, when I remember, I'm sure you guys remember, I was in the corner, popped up and turned around, and there were three monsters standing across from me. And that was pretty cool because I eliminated two. Well, I guess you could say I eliminated three of them. That'll work. We'll just say that.
You eliminated all three of them.
Yeah, might as well. Scotty Vicious is as wide as he is tall. He's not. He's
the bowling ball.
Yeah, there's no way of getting him out. I don't know how it did. The other dudes, Keith Knox, and then I can't remember his name,
Chiron. Yeah.
Yeah, and then one of them's a spray paint. I didn't want to call him that because I already made him mad enough. So, huge guy. And I just, You ever hit that empty spot on your tank and you go, well, this is it, I'm done? Well, I hit that about mid-match. And then I just thought, oh, Lord. Oh, God help me. And I just kept getting choked and hit and punched and whatever else. And I just kept holding on. I kept holding on. And I reached down deep. And
I know what it was that took you over the top.
Do what now?
I know what it was that took you over the top that gave you that extra boost.
I think I know too. Well, you tell me what you think it is, and I'll say if it's right.
I think it was when Skelly looked at me and said, "Huddle House on us if he wins."
And I think that's what prompted me out. Huddle House. I can get some scattered, smothered, and covered. Except I can't because it's not scattered, smothered, and covered there. It's whatever they're called, and I don't like that. But whatever. But you get the empty spot in the tank, and then you just got to pull those reserves, and you hope and you pray that what you've got left is enough. And I don't like to toot my own horn, but I think that's a pretty big accomplishment winning the tank.
Oh, no doubt about it.
And winning the Battle Royal. So, I mean, it was cool from both aspects. So, yeah, I can't really answer that.
Well, he was a solid, 10, 15 minutes of action in the tag title tournament, in the gauntlet match. Yeah. And then how long did that Battle Royal go? I would say at least...
I think it was like 8 days. That's what it felt like.
I was going to say at least a good 20, 22 minutes, 25 minutes. I mean... So this guy was in solid action for over, I would say 40 minutes.
Let me just go ahead and say that if he would have got thrown out of the ring, I think Megan would have went in the ring and took care of business for him.
I'm telling you, there was some chair wielding women sitting next to me, and I was not. I was scared for my life.
We were so mad.
I would have left the commentary booth to help you all, but. I didn't. I've grown accustomed to living, so I didn't feel like having Chiron.
What are you talking about? They were going to use me as a freaking shield.
I've never seen Megan with bloodlust in her eyes before, but it was there. She was ready to kill.
What? Hey, we were talking about this earlier in the show. Technically, the midget is still in the match.
Yes, Dookie. He's still in the match. He was never eliminated. We've got to have a match between you and Mini America.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Okay.
And this was something asked me by a promoter.
Okay.
And I walked up to him, shook my hand, introduced myself, and he said, "Kid, you ever smacked a midget?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Well, do it. It's the most fun you'll ever have." So I have never done that, so if it were come to fruition, I guess I'd have to smack him. I don't know.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
But to answer the validity of him still being in the match, I guess if you go back to 1940, whatever it was, when the rule was first inducted, but if somebody goes out and they don't come back, they're technically not in it anymore.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay, I got you.
I hate to be technical about it, but he won. Yeah. Right.
Okay. Well then, I'm glad we got that situation straightened out. And
I don't think they're going to come back and go, well, wait a second. But, I don't know. Big Show did it to Rock a few years ago, right?
Yes.
Rikishi did it for the people, so.
That's true. I did it for the Rock.
You've got Scotty Vicious and Cash Flow, but, we've seen quite a few other teams in this gauntlet match, which we've seen, of course, Sweet and Juicy, we see Nightmare Inc., we've seen the interesting teaming of Cole Leighton King and Keith Knox, as you mentioned. There's quite a few tag teams in there. Is there any specific one you would prefer try to come after the tag titles?
Maybe if the midget can find another midget partner, that'd be ideal. But no.
Maybe you can find Dink.
Well, if I can go back to the heroic champion. No, to be honest, it doesn't matter.
Max Mini.
Max Mini, right? Any and all comers. The thing about it is you can't call yourself a champion if you duck and dodge people, and you can't call yourself a champion if you don't defend anybody that asks. So, Mickey's on board with it. Anybody that challenges us after Scotty and Cash Flow, they're going to have a fight. Mickey's a fighter. She's tough.
She's awesome.
Yes, she is. No doubt about it.
She has some pretty mean headbutts.
Yes, she does.
I saw her in the back. I was taping up. She was chewing glass. So, she's tough.
Because she's amazing. Because she's a beast.
All right. That I guess that.
I think she's my hero. I really do.
Oh no, she's awesome. She's really, really, really cool. Like I said, you'll see the interview we did after we won. We talked about some shenanigans we did at school together, and that's pretty funny. I don't want to spoil it, but I'm sure it'll be up on the website soon.
Oh, yes.
So,
All right, we'll definitely be looking out for that. We'll post it to the Figure 4 Fallout Facebook page also. And it's very convenient that we have you on tonight, Dookie, because our top 5 list of the evening is the top 5 tag teams that we feel should be, or stables, of course, that we feel should be in the WWE Hall of Fame within the next 5 years at least. And we kind of want to maybe get some of your input on that. There's the Horsemen are already in. We've seen them. The Legion of Doom, they're already in.
right.
But are there any teams that stand out in your mind that you feel should be in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely. Number 1, top of the list, Rock and Roll Express.
Yes.
Hands down. Ricky Morton is one of the coolest cats I've ever met.
Yes, he is.
So cool and just so open, and he's always willing to help the younger kids and show them a different way and show them the old way. And it still works. And Rock and Roll Express all the way. Number 1. Number 2, Midnight Express, because you can't have rock and roll without the Midnight Express. Bobby Eaton, Dennis Condrey were awesome. I like Stan Lane. Don't get me wrong, Stan was great, but Dennis, for some reason, stood out as the member.
Yeah.
I got to meet beautiful Bobby Eaton a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah. Bobby's great. Let me tell you a story about Bobby. He did all the motion capture for the WCW video game made for Nintendo 64.
Yep.
Mayhem is what it's called.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's when we're all standing like T-Rexes. He said EA, when they were doing their press conference for it, they put them, like Bobby went to it or whatever, and there was security everywhere he went because he was not allowed to talk about the game. He was not allowed to talk about the technique or anything. So he shows up to this press conference, and he says they go to show the demo and everything, and nothing works. It's all messed up. They're totally a disaster in the company's eyes. When he gets back to the studio the next day to work on it, the guy told him, he said, we do that on purpose. He said, if we don't, those companies will see how we do this, how we did what we did, and take it and steal it. So we act like it's a big mess up, and then the game comes out fine. So Bobby's story about video games is pretty cool.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I don't know if they all do that now, but now back in early 2000 or whatever it was, 2001.
Well, now they don't have to worry about people trying to, or different companies using, or different brands, I guess, different wrestling brands going to different companies trying to get video games made, because since there's only 2.
Yeah, exactly.
2 majors at least.
And nobody wants to pick up a TNA game,
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
Yeah, but Bobby's great. Bobby, he would always talk to us on the road. I've traveled with Bobby a few times, and not as much as my buddy Sigmund, but I've talked to Bobby a lot. He's great. Saw him give his shirt, bought a shirt at a gas station for a homeless dude one time. That's pretty cool. I know that's in a book somewhere, but I actually saw it happen too because we were traveling with him. So I was like, well, that's interesting because I read that, and he really did do that. But he was awesome. Third tag team, Heavenly Bodies. I'm a big Smoky Mountain guy, man. A big Smoky Mountain.
Oh yeah.
I did some seminars and talked with Dr. Tom Pritchard a lot, and Tom is great. He's got a school or a training facility or something with another one of his students down in Knoxville. And if anybody in the area down there, I think it's called Next. Gosh, Tom's going to kill me if he hears this. Next Evolution or something along those lines. Tom Pritchard training. Anyway, it's great. Anything Tom does, Tom could put on a ballerina act, and it'd be the best thing going. So I tell everybody to go see it. But definitely Heavenly Bodies, again, because I love them. Gosh, you already got the Road Warriors, and that's my tag team. Brainbusters.
Okay.
Tully and Arn.
Yeah.
I definitely say them. And golly, you don't make me think. New Age Outlaws.
New Age Outlaws. All right. Road Dogg and Billy Gunn.
The Next Level Wrestling School.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's something like, you got it. You're the man. Next Level. Thank God for Google. Online. Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, New Age Outlaws. I think they defined tag team wrestling in the late '90s.
Yeah.
Because they were all over TV, they were doing everything, and they were huge. They made money hand over fist.
I agree, and I mean, if you think about it, they've actually still been working house shows for WWE and on some of their house shows that they've been running too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They're running just about every house show.
Yeah, they're usually in a tag team match. I think they've been in there with Epico and Primo.
Lately, before the split, they've been going with the Rhodes Scholars.
So,
well, that's cool. I did not know. I was actually on a show with the New Age Outlaws once over in Owensboro. I think it drew about 700-800 people or something like that.
Really?
It was New Age Outlaws versus the new LOD. It was, or not new LOD, I'm sorry. It was Hyde and Wright. He was doing the LOD gimmick. And,
okay.
Animal. Road Warrior Animal.
No, the Animal wasn't there. It was,
Oh.
That's what I was saying. It wasn't LOD. I was mistaken. He just had the shoulder pads. He was the vampire. Kevin Furtig is his real name. Mordecai.
Oh, yeah.
Mordecai.
Yeah.
And that was the marquee match there, and they drew like 700-800 people. It was great. I was opening card. Skinny little Ryan Dookie.
Well, like we said, you've been all around cards with LOD or New Age Outlaws, Ring of Honor, Rock and Roll Express. I mean, you've seen a lot. It sounds like in your career, and I mean that's a lot of knowledge that you can pass down in the PWF Dojo.
Well, sure, and that's what it's about. It's about passing it down to a generation. I mean, I'm not getting any younger. I know that. Definitely not getting any better looking or in better shape.
Oh,
so
you don't look a day over 25. Don't kid yourself.
Stop you.
You can hear the redness going into Dookie's cheeks right now. You can hear the blushing.
Just complete blush.
That's Wolverine. What are you talking about, son?
Yeah, I'm the best at what I do. What I do is, well, it's not very nice.
Gets the job done.
But, yeah, I mean, like I was saying, it just passing stories, passing knowledge down generation to generation that wants to know it. Mm-hmm. And that's something somebody else had told me. They said, make them work for it. And I can't agree more than that, because there's so many people that come into this and they pay their money and then they get handed this to them or handed this or whatever. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, I didn't get trained in the roughest way possible, but I also wasn't handed it. I had to earn it. And many a times I went home going, oh my goodness, what am I doing? What am I doing to myself? And coming back next week, it's how it was. Mm-hmm. I went to the LA, the New Japan Dojo in LA for a tryout, and after about 500 Hindu squats, I went over to the garage door where it had like a 7-foot drop off there, mm-hmm. and just everything that I had inside of me just came right back out.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was terrible. Absolutely. And then you go back and get in line and do it again. And it's perseverance, it's endurance, it's keeping a dream alive. And I mean, I'm living proof. If I can make it happen, somebody else can make it happen.
Well, we certainly looking forward to seeing some of the people that come up through the PWF Dojo under your tutelage, if you will. And if you will, baby doll, right here. Tony Schiavone, top of the program. Sweet Sapphire.
Shit, it was a Sicilian elbow. What is that?
Before we, I'm sure you heard it. Before we had you on, we were playing Dusty Rhodes' theme song. So, very.
He's Just a Common Man.
Yes.
Man, I love it. I love that song. I used to have it on my phone when people would call. I would call them. That's what would play. Common Man. I love Dusty Rhodes. I mean, you can't get any. Dusty was it. Dusty was the guy. And what's funny, when I was a kid, I just remember Dusty as this cowboy gimmick. Then you get older and you watch old tapes, you go, oh my gosh, he was awesome, Love me some Dusty Rhodes.
Only man that could get polka dots over.
Yeah, everybody's like, man, you should try the polka dots. I'm like, God, I don't know. I don't know.
Do it, Duke. Do it.
See, I don't know. I don't think.
I think he's got a better chance with the Zubas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really do.
I don't want to agree, but I think I have to.
Yes.
I can get the Zubas over much quicker than the polka dots, I believe.
The story with Dusty Rhodes, when him and Flair, or was it Flair and Piper, one of the two at Cyber Sunday or pay-per-view, when they won the tag titles from the Spirit Squad. Dusty Rhodes' music was playing, and I'm here in the audience, and Ric Flair's wife at the time, I don't know if it was 4 or 5, but she was over there watching me dance like Dusty Rhodes to his music, and she was laughing at me. So I consider that a highlight of my life.
It's an accomplishment.
That's an accomplishment for me.
Sure, absolutely.
Oh man, Ryan Dookie, of course, we got March 2nd coming up. You and Mickey Knuckles defending those tag team titles against Cashflow and Scotty Vicious. More great matches on the card, but we're definitely having Mickey on next week, from as far as I know. So we'll probably be talking to her. She might
be careful. You got like a 3-second, 7-second feed to cut her off just in case. Or
no, but
we're working on it.
We're working on it. So
she's a little rough sometimes. It's just like in the promo we cut. Sometimes it's just like she's kind of like an almond joy, man. Sometimes she feels like a nut. Sometimes she doesn't. You just got to watch out.
Well, we'll definitely be on high alert.
Hopefully she's more like the Mounds next week.
Yeah. Ryan Dookie, appreciate you joining us here on Figure 4 Fallout, brother. And
That's not Megan. I have a message from Megan for you, Ryan.
Okay.
She's very sick, and she would like for you to tell her to feel better because it's going to make her day if you do. So she didn't go to any classes today, and she was like, "Will you tell Ryan that I'm sick?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll tell him."
All right. Well, actually, it's kind of, I won't say miracle, but it's a pretty lucky streak for me. I actually woke up this morning and I couldn't talk. I had no voice. It's kind of why I've got this raspy thing going on now. But so I'm feeling better. So I wish you, Megan, to feel much better.
Aww.
Very nice.
and keep studying and stay in school. Otherwise, you'll end up fat has been or fat never was. So keep it up.
Not a day over 25, sweetheart. I'm telling you.
Dookie, we'll definitely be seeing you on March 2nd in Corbin once again, and we'll be cheering you on for those tag titles to remain around y'all's waist. And definitely looking forward to hearing about the progress from PWF Dojo.
Absolutely, man. If I get any updates, Figure 4 Fallout be the place I announce them.
All right, sounds good. Dookie, you have a great night, brother, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, you guys have a safe night. Thank
See
you for
ya.
having me on.
See ya.
Bye.